I still feel probably to this day that we did deserve something out of that game. I think that the probably only the positive thing for us in facing France, obviously with the team that they had, was the timing of it. Obviously early on in tournaments, and I think they proved it as well. It took them a little bit of time to really get into their stride. So we thought it was a good time. If you're ever going to play France, and if there is a good time to play them, it's probably early on in the tournament. Yeah, well, I think, like I said, we always sort of felt in that game. We never sort of felt overwhelmed, and I think it ended up going to Pogba, the second goal, but it was, a big deflection, and it was a little bit fortunate in those terms of how it went in. So when we went to 1-1, we definitely felt that we could get something out of the game. And to be totally honest with you, I think on the review of the game as well, I think we were all a little bit disappointed. Like I said, we had to work so hard, and I still feel probably to this day that we did deserve something out of that game. Probably at that stage, it wasn't something that was going through our head. Obviously, we were very much aware of the quality that they had, and I think the way that they built into that tournament, probably after the quarterfinals, we started to feel, and obviously I was watching it from afar then, that they could definitely go on. I thought they were all, unbelievable. Obviously, Kante was superb. He was absolutely everywhere. He was probably in the form of his life. Pogba was outstanding, and for me, Giroud was unbelievable. He came off the bench quite a bit, but that was probably the only time in the game when we played them that I felt we lost a little bit of control, because he was so difficult to deal with. Look, it's a very young squad, and not a great deal of international caps, but since Graham Arnold's taken over, he's not shied away from bringing in those young players. And look, a lot of responsibility on the players you mentioned, like Matty Ryans, even Miloš Degenek, and these boys who have sort of been there before to really step up and lead that group. But look, I think there's a few young players, very exciting young players coming through. Probably in the best form at the moment is Gran Qual, who's been outstanding, coming off a big signing, a big new deal that he's just got over with Newcastle. So look, there's some exciting players coming through, and the majority of that squad, fortunately, is playing regular football, which definitely helps. Look, I think going forward we have a lot of pace. As I said, at the moment we have some players in fantastic form, scoring goals. Arden Hustic has been in excellent form sort of over the last year. And really sort of sits in as that playmaker, and he has a abundance of talent, and hopefully that all comes out in this World Cup. So look, I think on the counter attack, and I think in open play will be quite dangerous. It's a beautiful thing about football, isn't it? I definitely think they can upset France. As you say, first game. This setup of this tournament is so different. I think so much of it depends on how players come in. Most of our players sort of only arrived a few days ago into camp, and obviously no different for the French team. And I think all these factors now in this upcoming World Cup will come into play, and whether we see that early on in the tournament or whether we see that towards the back end of the tournament, I definitely think it'll be a factor.